Hello everybody, Vaping Vinny here again, and I'm back. It's good to see you all back. I've had a little break. Expo fever kicked in, and my outside life, my studies and things like that. A lot of you know me personally, a lot of you don't. I'm a student as well. I've had a lot of pressures on with that. So anyway, that's enough of that. I'm back, and the reviews are going to be coming fast and furious. I'm hoping to do at least 2 a week for quite a few weeks because I've got a lot backdated of reviews to do. Tonight's review, anyway, is a hardware review, and it's this: the Loop RDA from Geekvape. And one lucky person can actually win this one, because Geekvape, you lovely people, Gavin at Geekvape, thank you Gavin, didn't just send me one, he sent me two. So this one is up for grabs. I'll do how you can win that at the end of the review. Anyway, this is what it's all about. This is the Loop RDA. Let's have a blast. Yeah. And the purpose of this review, I'm just using some skewered. The banana drizzled in caramel from Wick Addiction, which is a banging banana sweet juice. Anyway, the drop. Looks wise, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. There's a nice little bit of engraving around the airflow hole there. A nice tail ring. Yeah. There we go. Tell you what, without further ado, let's get this thing on the deck, strip it, bang the bill back in, show you the bits and bobs of the deck, and then I'll come back after that with my final thoughts on the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, the ugly, and of course, how you can win one for yourself. Here we go. Here's the Loop RDA on the deck. On my Mods ST build stand, cracking build stand. Let's pop the lid off, and there we are. Now there's one hell of a deck. The lovely people at Geekvape call this deck the W deck, and you can see why. It's a very, very funky looking deck with some absolutely huge juice wells running there on the other side there, and they go right under the deck. So immediately I'm thinking squonk, because the juice well there, the amount of cotton you'll be able to get under there directly to where the squonk pin would come up, and of course you get the squonk pin with this RDA. Anyway, without further ado, let's get some coils in this beauty. Now, unlike other RDAs that have been out recently, there's no way of trimming the legs underneath. So pre-trim your legs, folks. And I'll just pop these coils in. These aren't brand new coils, these coils have seen a bit of use in this RDA. Like most of my hardware reviews, I like to use quite substantially before a review, because I feel like that gives me a much better knowledge of the hardware and a greater understanding of it, really, especially the more and more you build in them. As you can see, this one's going together quite quickly. Lovely, nice big flat head grub screws. That's better. Let's use the sausage fingers. Just move them coils a wee bit more towards the airflow there. They look good. Let's pop that off there. I'm just going to pop it on my neck. Pop that out of the way. Give them a pulse. Get them in the camera. Bit of a hot spot. Pulse the coils. And say these have been used quite substantially. There we go, we're getting there. They're looking beautiful. Let's whip that back off. Pop it back on the Mods ST build deck with the build platform. There we are. Now for the wicking. For the purpose of this review, back to using an old faithful fusion cotton. I'll just sort that out. Get some wicks in. Then we'll get back up top and have a vape and do the pros and cons. Nice. Trim that down in a second. Got that tight enough to start that one. There we are. Lovely jubbly. Trim them off to start with. Super. Just give them a little bit of feathering. Not going to thin the cotton out too much on these. Just helps with the wicking. There we are. And then you just literally pop the cotton down into the juice well. Very much like some RTAs actually. This little juice well. There's one side all lovely tucked in, not too tight. So the juice won't get strangled. Same on the other side. There we are. One last one. And we're all tucked in. There we go. That's how I like to wick the loop. Pretty straightforward really. It's an RDA at the end of the day, it's not an RTA. or anything. And I'll just give these lovely, well-used coils a juicing, and the cotton some fresh, lovely juice. And for the purpose of this hardware review, I'm using some Wick Addiction banana drizzle caramel, the skewered range from Wick Addiction. It is lovely sweet bananas. And there we go, folks. That's that. All lovely and done. By the way, this does obviously support dual and single coils. I'll just pop the airflow on and the top cap on and show you. There's 3 holes in this configuration around here for the airflow, and one of them, that one, is the same on both sides. And then if you turn it round, that one gives you a single, that one rather, gives you a single hole. So obviously that just does your single coil builds if you're a single coil squonker, like so many people are these days. And there we go, folks. Quite an easy build. It's not overly complicated. You've just got to remember you've got to trim the legs before you put the coils in. And we'll bring it back up top and do the pros and cons. And we're back at the Loop RDA. My final thoughts. Well, price point to start with. You're looking around £22 online. A little bit higher than that in your local vendors, but like I always try and say, try support your local vendors. Without them, you wouldn't be able to get your emergency supplies when you need them. The RDA. For me, I like the build deck. That W deck in there is a cracking little deck. So that's a pro. Nice drip tip, nice packaging to get your spares. Comes with a squonk pin. These days, nearly every RDA should come with a squonk pin, ideally. So that's another pro. Price point, pro. It's a relatively cheap RDA, and it produces rather good flavour. Con. The airflow. I've got both of them big airflows open. Now it's a unique design. It kind of takes the airflow down and under the coils, and to me it perhaps could have done with slightly bigger. The airflow on it isn't great. It's slightly restricted, but it doesn't really affect the flavour production. But for me personally, I'd like a bit bigger of an airflow. I really, really would. What else to say? It's a lovely finish. It's a nice looking RDA in my opinion. I like the band, and the engraving on it there is quite good. It says Loop. There's nowhere on it where it says Geekvape Covenant on the base. Nice little bit of touch. Geek, I think you can pick that up on the drip tip. Obviously it takes your Goon drip tips, your 510s and your 810s with an adapter. But here's the big problem with this RDA. In that price range, you can get a drop. Personally, I prefer the drop to the loop, but it depends. Some people like a slightly more restricted airflow. That's my big issue with this RDA, is the airflow. It's a little too restricted for my liking. A little too restricted. But like I said, the flavour's quite good, and the clouds are obviously pretty huge. Flavour. I've got my usual fused Claptons in there, and it's nice. It's a nice vape. It's just the airflow for me. It's just too restricted. And you have also got to make sure you line your airflow up with these little notches here, because they're the ones that direct it under the coils, which is a bit of a faff, but not much of a faff really. But it's really making the banana taste thing, like that juice. So yeah, the Loop by Geekvape. It's a decent RDA for the price, but stick a couple of quid more and get a drop. It would be my personal advice. But it does make a decent squonking RDA. I have used this a lot on a squonk. With that big deep juice well, you hardly get any messy over dripping coming out of the airflow. So that's another pro, I guess. Really, it's a decent RDA, but the drop. That's the thing with this in this price range. I'd go for a drop, but that's just me. It looks nice, and it vapes alright. It's easy enough to build in. If you fancy one, go give it a whirl. But yeah, it'd be a nice one to have in the stable for the tasting of the juices. Right, who wants this? Nice shiny, in the box, all sealed, genuine, logo, everything. All you have to do is, to win this, is make sure you're a subscriber and comment on this thread. And what have you got to comment? Just hashtag vaping Vinny. That's all you have to say. If you want to give me any feedback on the review or anything else, please do so. But stick the hashtag vaping Vinny in it, and I shall enter you in the draw. And I'll probably draw this a fortnight, the Sunday just gone. Don't ask me what date that is, I've got no idea. But there we go. If you fancy a Loop RDA, drop the hashtag. I'll stick you in the draw, and I'll do the draw live on here. Thank you very much for watching, folks. Like I say, please drop a comment, a like, and the all important subscribes that keep me going. And if any of our American friends are watching, make sure you do that survey thing. Get your flavours saved. Get on it. Thanks for watching, folks. I'll see you all again very soon. Bye bye for now, my lovelies.